Meanwhile, Labor is using the Easter and Anzac Day holiday period to reignite the debate over penalty rates, and is also calling out the government over a major water buyback. Our very own Dan Conifer is with opposition leader Bill Shorten in Melbourne. Dan, first, Mr Shorten says the government has questions to answer over an $80 million water purchase.
That's right, Bill Shorten with his strongest comments yet on this issue. A story that's bubbled to the surface again this week about an $80 million water buyback that the federal government made in 2017, buying this water of a company, Eastern Australian Agriculture. Now, there have been questions raised about this for a number of reasons, including that this was one of the highest, if not highest, purchase prices for water in the Commonwealth's history, along with questions being raised about the environmental benefit that was delivered by the Commonwealth's purchase of this water. Now, Bill Shorten says that there are questions to answer for the government, and he's demanding that the Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, come out today and guarantee that everything is on board from the government side of things, and even suggesting that an audit or a commission of inquiry might be needed to look at this issue. Bill Shorten was at Luna Park a little bit earlier today here in Melbourne. Here's what he had to say.
This water scandal is really starting to come to light, isn't it? This was the nation's biggest water purchase, the most expensive water purchase, and now we're seeing question marks about the probity of it. You've got the particular minister, Mr Taylor. You know, he used to make a living from working with this company, goes into Parliament, and the company gets a super contract. A lot more questions to answer here.
Dan, another hot button topic for the Labor camp this Saturday, penalty rates. What's Bill Shorten proposing?
Yeah, I'll get onto that topic in a moment. It must be said there, Bill Shorten mentioning the name of Angus Taylor. Angus Taylor strongly denying any wrongdoing in regards to this story. Helped set up Eastern Australian Agriculture, it's understood, but hasn't had dealings with that company, he says, for a very long time now, and no direct or indirect interest in that company, according to his office. Just important to stress that on the public record following Bill Shorten's comments there. On the penalty rates issue, what Bill Shorten came here to Luna Park to discuss today, meeting with workers and discussing the issue of penalty rates, which has reignited during this election campaign, of course, with the amount of public holidays over the period, the Easter period and Anzac Day period. 5 public holidays in some states, along with a Sunday, and Labor has done the sums. It says that the reduction in penalty rates that the Fair Work Commission decided was to take place has left pharmacy workers up to $370 worse off, while fast food workers, it says, have been left up to $220 worse off. Labor pushing home its case for higher wages and saying that everything, as you've probably heard Bill Shorten saying during this campaign, everything's going up except people's wages. That's the refrain that he likes to use, using this weekend as another opportunity to make that argument. The coalition, well, it says it's standing by the decision of the Fair Work Commission, the independent umpire when it comes to these things. In business, they say that that decision of the Commission in 2017 has allowed businesses to put on more workers and open on days when they otherwise wouldn't have opened, and they're calling on Labor not to go ahead and do what it says it's going to, and reverse that Fair Work Commission decision.
Thank you, Dan Conifer, reporting there from Melbourne.